Hello students, welcome to yet another class of commerce. Today we are going to discuss very interesting topic, that is preference shares. This is chapter number 3 of ISC class 12th. We have discussed about different sources of funds. Now we are studying the long-term sources of funds in detail. In the last lecture we have discussed about equity shares, its features, advantages and disadvantages from the point of view of the company, from the point of view of the shareholders. Now we are going to study in detail preference shares. So what are preference shares? Preference shares are the shares which are having preferential rights or are having special privilege. What is that special privilege or preference? There are two preferences. First one is preference shareholders gets the dividend prior to the payment of equity shareholders. That means before paying to equity shareholders, the company have to pay dividend to the preference shareholders. Okay, and you know the dividend is paid only when there is sufficient profit. So if the company wants to declare dividend, so it has to pay first to preference shareholders and then to equity shareholders. Okay, this is the first preference. And the second preference is at the time of winding up of the company, preference shareholders will be repaid prior to the equity shareholders. Okay, that means the payment, the principal amount which is invested in the business, if the company gets wind up, so company will have to pay it to the preference shareholders prior to the equity shareholders. Okay, so these are the preferential rights. That's why these shares are termed as preference shares. Now these shares generally carries generally carries dividend, and the rate of dividend is fixed. So whenever you will see preference shares, you will see like this: 6% preference share or 8% preference shares. Is this clear? That means this percentage will be shown prior to the preference shares. Okay, it can be any 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 5. As the shares are issued, they carry a fixed dividend, and the dividend is mentioned prior to its name. See here, 6%, 8%. Like if you know about debentures, so you might have seen that 10% debentures, the rate, that 10% is what? The rate at which it is issued. Same way, these are the rate at which the preference shares are issued. So every preference shares will have a specified rate. Okay, 5%, 6%, 7, 8, 9, 10, whatever. Okay, so this dividend is fixed. As I told you, in case of equity shares, the rate of dividend is not fixed, but in case of preference share, the rate of dividend is fixed. Okay, then we will move on to the types of preference shares. There are 8 types of preference share. First one is cumulative and non-cumulative preference share. So what is this cumulative preference share? Now I have told you that the dividend will be paid to the shareholders only when there is sufficient profit. That means if there is no sufficient profit, then dividend will not be paid, isn't it? So cumulative means if there is not sufficient profit, so the dividend which is to be paid in this year will be carried forward to the next year. Is this point clear? For an example, the preference dividend for current year is 1 lakh, and profit of the company is only 50,000. That means they cannot pay the dividend. So what the company will do, they will carry forward this 1 lakh to the next accounting year. Okay, and at that time it will be paid. Is this clear? But in case of non-cumulative preference shares, this interest, if paid in this dividend if paid in this year, then it's okay. If not paid, then it is lost. But not in case of cumulative. Understood? क्यूमुलेटिव वालों को अगर इस साल नहीं दिया गया डिविडेंड तो अगले साल दिया जाएगा, वरना उसके अगले साल दिया जाएगा, बट इट विल बी गिवन. इन केस ऑफ नॉन क्यूमुलेटिव प्रेफरेंस शेयर्स, इफ सफिशिएंट प्रॉफिट इज नॉट देयर, तो इस बार अगर लैप्स हो गया तो अगले साल का मिलेगा, इस साल का नहीं मिलेगा. इज दिस क्लियर? Then the second one is participating and non-participating preference shares. Now these preference shares are having fixed rate of dividend, as I told you. Now if the shares are participating preference shares, then those shareholders will get in surplus of the profit. Okay, they will have the right to participate in the surplus of the profit. That means first dividend is given, dividend दे दिया, ठीक है चलो. After that, after giving the dividend, there is still profit remaining, so the participating preference shares will get the opportunity to participate. That means they will get additional profit. Okay, but in case of non-participating preference shares, they will get only the fixed rate of dividend, not in excess of it. I hope it is clear to you. Then convertible and non-convertible preference shares, very easy. See, when the preference shares are converted into equity shares after a period of time, that is termed as convertible preference shares, which can be converted into equity shares in the near future. See, we have to repay the preference shares during the during the certain time period. Maximum is 20 years. That means like if we have issued 10 lakh equity shares, so we will issue shares and we'll get the money back. Okay, but after a certain period of time we have to repay them and take shares back from the preference shareholders. This is not in case of equity shareholders. That's why the preference shares are hybrid security, because it carries the feature of equity as well as of debt. I have already told this. So I hope this is clear. When the equity preference shares are converted into equity shares, can be converted, then that is convertible, and the preference shares which cannot be converted into equity shares are non-convertible preference shares. Then the fourth one is redeemable and irredeemable preference shares. See, redeemable means, as I told you, at a certain period of time we have to repay. For an example, if I have issued, a company have issued 10 lakh shares to the general public, so they will take the shares and give the 10 lakh rupees. So after a certain period of time I have to repay them, the company have to repay them. Okay, so redeemable are the preference shares which are redeemed after a certain period of time, and irredeemable preference shares are the shares which remain till the life of the company. But here is one contradiction. The Companies Act 2013 says that the maximum number of year for which a preference share can be issued is 20 years. That means within 20 years we have to repay the preference shareholders. Is this clear? So I hope all these 8 types of preference shares are clear to you. You have to read your text carefully, and yes, if you listen to the explanation carefully, each and every point of the textbook is covered in my explanation, even more than that. Okay, then source of finance for a joint stock company. This preference share gives appeal to the cautious investor. Okay, so what are its advantages are mentioned here. First one is it appeals to the cautious investor. Cautious means who is conservative, who want fixed rate of dividend. Okay, so it give appeal those who are not risk taking. Cautious means those who are not risk taking. Okay, so these are because these preference shareholders wait for the dividend. Okay, they are not ready to take the risk. Okay, and the rate of dividend is higher as compared to debentures. Then second point, no burden on profit. See, if there is, as I have told you, if there is sufficient profit, then only we have to pay the dividend. If there is no sufficient profit, then dividend are not paid, isn't it? And the cost of finance of preference share is also less, because that no need for the payment to the underwriters in the case of preference shares. In equity, I have told you now about underwriters and legal charges. So in case of preference share, it's quite low, so the cost of finance becomes less. Then no interference in management. Equity shareholders are the owner of the company, but preference shareholders are not the owner of the company. I told you now, preference shareholders are not the owner of the company. I already told you in the previous lecture. Now also. So that means they don't participate in the voting. Okay, they don't participate in the decision making of the company. So there is no dilution of the control. Then the fourth point is no charge on assets. The assets are not pledged to issue shares, whether it's equity or preference share. So it don't involve any kind of fixed charges or fluctuating charges on asset. And then these fixed assets can be used to raise loan through other sources like issue of debentures and loan from bank for long term purposes. Then trading of equity, see, the rate of dividend is fixed and they don't participate in the extra profit of the company. So it's a very economical source of financing. Is this clear? They don't participate in the excess profit. They get only fixed rate of dividend. So what is the benefit? The equity shareholders get more on their investment, more return on their investment. Then flexibility. Flexibility means now when the company have sufficient amount, they can repay the equity shareholders. Oh, sorry, they can repay the preference shareholders. Equity shareholders are not repaid. Okay, so preference shareholders, as the company have the sufficient, they can give the payment to the equity to the preference shareholders and get the money. Understood my point or not? Means redeemable, na? These preference shareholders are redeemable. That means after a certain period of time, company has to repay these preference shareholders. So whenever the company have sufficient amount of money with them, they will repay to the preference shareholders. ठीक है ना? They will be shown gate, जाओ बाय बाय, अब हमारा और आपका कोई लिंक नहीं है, हमने आपके पैसे सारे दे दिए हैं. Is this clear? Then what are the benefits from the point of view of the shareholders? Here are the benefits. Say they get a regular dividend. As I told you, the rate of dividend is fixed in case of preference shareholders. Then the second point is the risk is less. Why the risk is less? First one is that they get the dividend prior to the payment of equity shares, and moreover at the time of winding up of a company, at that time also these preference shareholders are paid prior to the पेमेंट टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर. जब कंपनी बंद होगी तो इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को पहले पैसे दिए जाएंगे. एंड प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स विल गेट मनी प्रायर टू इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स. ओके, इज दिस पॉइंट क्लियर? पहले प्रेफरेंस शेयर होल्डर्स को पैसे दिए जाएंगे और उसके बाद इक्विटी शेयर होल्डर्स को जब कंपनी बंद होती है. ओके, देन व्हाट इज द नेक्स्ट importance? They get the investment back. Like if a person has purchased the preference share of 50,000, after a certain period of time they will get back this 50,000 rupees. Okay, but not in case of equity shares, because equity share remains in the company till the lifetime, and here the lifetime of preference share is maximum 20 years. Is this clear? And then the good point is, in case of cumulative preference shares, they get dividend for sure. Is this clear? Whenever they will get the entire dividend. If sufficient, like 1 year there is no sufficient profit, then the profit, the dividend of that year will be given in the next year. That means cumulative. इस साल का भी मिलेगा और अगले इस साल का भी मिलेगा और पिछले साल का भी मिलेगा, इन केस पिछले साल का नहीं मिला. दैट्स वाई द वर्ड इज क्यूमुलेटिव. इज दिस क्लियर? इंक्लूडिंग द प्रीवियस डिविडेंड if not received during previous period. Is this clear? I think you know the word cumulative है ना, you have studied in economics. Cumulative. Okay. Cumulative frequency निकालते थे ना. Now, what are the disadvantages of preference shares? From the viewpoint of the company, first one is costly source. It's a costly source as compared to the debentures. Why? Because the preference dividend is not deducted for tax purposes, whereas the interest paid to the debenture holders gets the deduction for tax purposes. This I'll show you practically in chapter number 13 of your accountancy ratio analysis. Then permanent burden. See, the dividend is to be paid at a fixed rate in case of preference shareholders, and moreover if they are of cumulative nature, so the dividend has to be paid either this year or the next year, including the dividend of the year in which it is unpaid. Okay. Then legal formalities. There are certain legal formalities which the company has to comply for the redemption of debentures. They need to have proper source of funds, okay, to redeem the preference shares, and the company has to strictly comply to the Companies Act for the redemption. Then low appeal. See, there are two types of investor. One is conservative or cautious investors, and they prefer debentures because interest is paid regularly. And those who are risk taking, who want more benefit, they prefer equity shares. So this preference shares are of lack of interest from the investor point of view. So the company can raise only limited funds through preference shares. Then what are the disadvantages from the viewpoint of the shareholder? First one is lack of voting rights. They don't get any voting right. Preference shareholders don't participate in the decision making of the company. They don't vote. Okay. Then the second point is they can be shown the gate anytime by the company. That means when the companies are having sufficient fund, they can repay the preference shareholders anytime and say bye bye, we don't need you anymore. Okay. Then no capital appreciation. See, in equity shares, if the price of the share increases, the amount of investment multiplies, but not in case of preference shareholders. Okay. So there is not actually any appreciation in the investment. Is this clear? And then no guarantee of dividend. The dividend are paid only at the time of sufficient profit, and if there is no sufficient profit, the preference shareholders don't get the dividend. Is this point clear to you? Okay. Now, so these are the advantages and disadvantages. Why the preference shares are issued by the company, even knowing that they are of very unpopular nature among the investors? The reason being, when the preference shares are issued, the assets are not pledged, whereas in case of debentures, when they are issued, they carry floating charges on the assets. Okay. So preference shares doesn't create any charge on the asset. This is one of the reason. Then other reason is dividend on preference shares are only paid at the time of sufficient profit, but in case of debentures, interest is to be paid regularly after every 6 months. Okay, that is to be paid compulsorily, that is mandatory to be paid. Then when the promoter of the company wants the control in their hand, they issue preference shares, because the control is not diluted by the issue of preference shares. And for raising medium term funds, the company issues preference shares. So because of these points, the company prefer to issue preference shares, okay, as a source of capital for the company. Now we have a difference between equity shares and preference shares. See, I have dealt with all the points of equity shares and preference shares in detail. So based on those only we have the difference. So this difference is your homework. You have to study it by yourself, and if there is any doubt you can ask me. Okay, so you go through it. This is very important topic, and you have to write this in your fair copy, at least 6 points, any of the 6 points. Okay, is this point clear to you with point of differences? Moreover, you have to write the advantages and disadvantages of preference shares in your fair copy. Is this clear? Okay, now the bonus shares will deal in the next lecture. So you go through this lecture carefully and read the text and write the answers in the fair copy. Okay students, bye bye, take care.